Welcome to I Am Simple Techie channel. This is part 5 of the video series Create a Dynamic Homepage for an eShop. In this video, we will learn on how to create a triple column row and social row. Before I walk you through on what will be covered in this video, I would appreciate if you would like and subscribe to this channel so that you will be notified for all of the new videos that I will be posting. In this video, we will learn on how to create a triple column bootstrap row. And we will also see what are media queries and why should we use on this row. This is our final output page which is built on .NET Framework MVC with Bootstrap. This page is made up of Bootstrap rows and we have completed creating up to double column rows. Today we are going to create the remaining rows in this video. I will complete the remaining rows and will match our output with the final output. We will see the browser source for the triple column row from the final output source. Let's copy the source of the triple column row from the final output source and we'll paste it to the index.cs HTML. And then we will copy the required images of the triple column row and save those images to the images folder inside our project's www root folder. Let's go to the index.cshtml and correct the image path for all the images of our triple column row. Let's save and run the project. We will have a look at our output. The output came proper and also matching with the final output. This is our final output and this is the output which we produced now. Now we will see how it is created. Let's go to the index.cshtml to walk through on the HTML source of the triple column row. I have slightly changed the pasted HTML source to look simple and also added some comments to explain. This source is similar to our single image column source which we did in our part 3 of this video. Notice we have a container div followed by the row div. Container div is to hold child elements of the container. Then row div is to display the elements in the row. Notice we have 3 columns in this row div. For large displays, all the 3 images will display as single row. And this bootstrap class called -lg-4 will take 4 columns of the bootstrap for each image. So 3 images will be displayed in a single row like this. 1, 2, 3. And these classes call-md-6 and call-sm-6 will take 6 columns of bootstrap for a single image. So 2 images will be displayed in a single row and the third image will go to the next row. Like this, the first 2 images are in the row number 1 and the third image goes to the next row. And then this bootstrap class call-12 will take all the 12 columns of the bootstrap in the extra small display and only one image will be displayed in a row like this. Row number 1, row number 2 and row number 3. So the same classes are copied to the column number 2 and column number 3. So it looks very simple, except the image name, all the rest of the things are same for all the columns. Let's compare our project output with the final output in the small and medium display. We can see a blank line between first and second row in the final output. This is the final output. we can see a blank line here. This is our output. There is no blank line. It looks attached to each other. To bring this blank line between the first row and second row, we will write some media queries. After the image column 2, I have added a empty div with the class smEmpty. Now we need to add the style for this smEmpty class. Now we added the style for the sm.empty class. This is the one. Background color equal to none. Height is equal to 20px. If you want, you can keep 10px or 15px, whatever it is. Then the width is 100%. Then this is the important point. At media max width equal to 577px. Then div.smt is equal to display none. So max up to 577px, it will not be shown. This div will not be shown. Then again, if the width is between 578px and 991px, then it will show display block. Then if the width again above the medium level, I mean the medium display, above the medium display, then again the smEmpty will become none. This is the very important thing. Let's save and run the project. Now yes, if you see, now we get the blank line here. Both are matching. But this is only for the small display. Now we need to do for the medium display, I mean the extra small display. In the extra small display, still we have not written any media queries. So the images are sticky. It's attached to each other. So we will write the same for the extra small also. Now I have created two empty divs for the extra small display. One below the image column 1 and the other below the image column 2. We inserted extra small two times, one here, because we have two lines, one below the image 1 and the other below the image 2. Now let's create the media query for the extra small. For that we need to open the site.css. Then I have already copied the thing. Okay, here it is. I have created a CSS class .xsEmpty. This class is same like the smEmpty only. Background color equal to none. If you want, you can give some color. Then height is equal to 20px. Then width is equal to 100%. The important point here is at media minimum width is 577px. This is little tricky. Once it reaches the minimum width 577px, automatically it becomes display none. So it will be invisible. If the width is below 577px, then it will start appearing. It will appear. Let's save and run the project. Yes, we got the line now. Wait. See, you can see the line. This two lines will come only in the extra small display. Once I increase the thing, only one line is there now. Once I increase again to the large display, it becomes normal. Now the HTML of a triple column row is rendered properly with the media queries. Let's create the model for our triple column row now. Select the models folder, right click and then click add, then click new item. Save the class as triple column row model. Click add. All our classes must inherit from the smart row model. So we will inherit this class also from the smart row model. All our classes should have default constructor without parameters. To create the constructor, type ctor and press 2 times tab. Then we need 3 public properties to store our images. let's create the public properties. To create the property, type prop and 2 times tab, then change it to string and change the property name to image1, and then change the property setter to private. Our first property is ready. Let's create the second and third property. Image2 and image3. Now we need to create a constructor with parameters. We got it, but we need to add 3 parameters here. String image path1, image path2, image path3. Let's assign the values to the images. Image1 equal to we'll copy and paste the same for the other 2 images. Okay, now our class is ready. Let's create the instance variable of triple column row model in the index view model. Public triple column row model, triple column, then we'll copy this and paste it, then we'll change it to triple column row model. Then we will create the method to populate the triple column row. Now the method is created, but we need to pass the image's name. So we'll take the image's name from the index.cshtml. The first image is 3image1.jpg. We'll copy this and paste it here. Likewise, change it to 2. Then it's created. Then we will call the triple column row method after double column, right? Create triple column row. That's it. So our index view model is also ready. Now we'll go back to the index.cshtml to make the changes. Let's add the model properties of triple column row to our HTML. Okay, now we added the CSS class to the parent div, and then we will add the image1 property from the model. For that we need to call the URL dot content of model dot triple column row image1. Done. We are done for this. We will copy this and paste it to the image2, and we'll change it to image2 here. Then after we need to copy the thing and paste it to the image3 also. Image3. Okay, done. We will save and run the project. Let's see. Yes, the images are appearing, it's proper, but image 1 is repeated here. I think we made a mistake in the model. Let's see, one sec. In the index view model, yeah, we are passing the same 3 image 1 2 times, so here we need to change to 3 image 3.jpg. Then now it should be okay. Yes, perfect. We'll check in the other screen sizes also. Okay, the media query is also rendering properly. We are getting that blank lines. Fine. With this, we are done with the triple column row. We will convert this now into the partial view. Select the shared folder, then right click, add, view, then raise a view, then create as a partial view. We will give a view name triple column row model row. That's it, triple column row. Click add. Now the view is created. Let's move the HTML of triple column row from index.cshtml to triple column row dot html cshtml. We will import the model here. Now we don't need the triple column row here because we already imported in the top. Then delete this all. And we will call the partial view in the index.cshtml. Let's delete all these things. Then copy this and paste it here. Then the name is important here. Triple column row. Let's save and run the project. Perfect. This is working fine now. So we are now done with the triple column row, and we'll move to the social row and footer row. We'll create the social row and footer row now. Copy the source of our social row from the final output. Copy. We need to paste this in the layout.cshtml. We'll copy this after the render body, after the body section. Then after, we need to change the image path. Since this was an MVC project, everything was stored in content, but now we are doing the same project in ASP.NET Core. So now the path is just images. That's it. We'll save and run the project. Yeah, we got the social row, but images are not displaying. Let's see why. We have not copied the images. We need to copy the images from the source and paste to the images folder. We'll do that first now here. Go there and copy the image, save image to the images folder. This is our path. Likewise, save this, save images, then save images, then save image, pages. Now let's check our project. Yeah, now it is coming, but it is not aligned properly. There is no spaces and it's looking attached to each other. So we will do the styling part now. Now let's add this to CSS style classes, padding bottom and the social row, social class, these two classes. After adding this, we will see the output. First add these two classes in the site.css. These two classes are very simple. We are just padding it. For padding bottom, we are giving a CSS style padding hyphen bottom equal to 20 px, and for social all site padding is equal to 15 px. Okay, now save and run this. So now the output should be okay. Let's see. Yes, now it is rendering properly. Now we will copy the source of the footer row from our final output and paste it to the layouts.cshtml and delete the source of the old footer row. Save and run the project. Yes, it is rendered properly. Let's see the source of the footer row. This is just a static version of our triple column row. It has a parent div followed by the row div and 3 columns in it. With this, we have completed creating the dynamic home page. That's it in this video. In the next video, we will see how to save and load the rows from the database. I would appreciate if you would like and subscribe to the channel so that you will be notified for all of the new videos that I will be posting. Thank you for listening. Bye for now.